What would you do if you saw somebody standing outside your window in the middle of the night? Or you walked into your kitchen and heard scratching in the walls? Or you walked into your bathroom and you saw someone behind your shower curtain? Well, let me tell you, those are just a few of the snippets of scary things that people have claimed to have actually experienced in their lives. And y'all, it is some spooky stuff. What's up, Red people? How's your day going? I hope it's going fantastic. Today, we are exploring some of the scariest true stories on an Ask Reddit thread. So the question was posed, what is the scariest true thing you have ever experienced in your entire life? And the answers were some doozies, so let's just jump right into the nightmare fuel. And as always, I'll put a link down in the description below because these are just a handful, actually 5 specifically, on this terrifying thread, and there are so many more. So if you want to go explore, this thread or more from the subreddit, you can definitely go do that with the link down below. And if you like scary games, video games, let's plays, I also have a gaming channel called Get Rad that you should definitely go check out if you like that kind of stuff, because I'm posting on there. And it's a real fun time. I'm stalling because my palms are already sweaty. I used to live in a house in a quiet neighborhood. I'd often stay up late in the living room, which had a fairly large glass door to the backyard where you could slide open with no curtains. This is why you always invest in curtains. Sometimes I'd hear noises in the backyard, but it'd usually just be my cats. Totally normal. Sometimes the motion sensing porch light would turn on. But again, I figured it was just some nighttime critter scurrying around. Very logical. That's the explanation that I think most of us would come up with when a porch light would come on. But it's still spooky out, right though? Like, you'd still be like hesitant to go check out your window to see what it is, right? One day after a night of snow, I noticed a fresh set of shoe prints that stopped dead right in front of that glass door. Someone had obviously been there at some point in the night. Another time I noticed the glass door's lock was slightly tampered with. I'm actually freaking myself out writing this because at the time I figured it was just a one-time thing. But in reality, this person could have been making repeat visits anytime he wanted before and after that snowy day. Oh, that gives me goosebumps. Oh my god, literally the hairs on the back of my neck are already standing on end. I'm recording this in the middle of the night next to a big window. I'm scared. I think we have all been in circumstances like this. Hopefully actually not just like this, but you know, maybe ones where a raccoon or a possum actually was in your backyard and like triggered the motion light, or you like heard scurrying outside your window and you went and checked, and thankfully it was just an animal. Or maybe you never actually got the answer to, but it never really happened again, kind of thing. We've all been in that situation, right? Where for just a split second you think, oh my god, what happens if there's someone out there? What am I supposed to do? Okay, we're just gonna move on to the next story because the more I think about this, the more freaked out I get that I'm next to a big window. Me and my husband lived in a cheap apartment until we could find a better place. One night we were watching Ghost Hunters, oh that's always a good idea, or something similar in the living room. It also had a sliding glass door. Sliding glass doors, y'all, maybe just invest in some heavy duty curtains. I was still awake, but he was drifting off to sleep. I keep seeing shadows slightly move. I'm thinking it's the wind moving the tree outside. Again, something we would logically come to the conclusion of. I get the hair on the back of my neck stand up feeling, / chills down my spine / I'm going to die. I look out the door and see a shape of a man. We make eye contact and he slowly backs away and moves out of eyesight. I am screaming. I am turning every light on that I have. I'm making such a racket that my neighbors undoubtedly will hear me. I wake my husband and tell him what just happened, and he says my mind is just messing with me since we were watching something scary. Again, I get it. That's a reasonable explanation, but like, she did not make that up. And just like, give her the benefit of the doubt, you know, so you're not murdered. Just a thought. No sooner has he said this that the guy walks back to the door and stares at us. My boyfriend sees this and calls 911. He grabs a knife and chases after the guy. Okay, maybe that's not the best response. Maybe like stay indoors, but you know, maybe show that you have a knife and that you're willing to defend yourself. But I would not recommend chasing after the scary person. This happened one more time? What the heck? When I'm home alone with our daughter. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. I called the police again, and the police officer says that the area is all clear, but the perp is most likely casing the place with ill intent. We moved rather quickly after that. Yeah, I think moving rather quickly was the best option. That was smart. I wouldn't even want to go back to the place ever again. I would have like whatever I could afford, I would buy for security while I was living in this place. Because I understand like if you can't move, you can't move. But I would get like motion lights. I would get like an alarm system or some sort of loud noise that could alert the neighbors. I'm just saying, like, I would never feel comfortable ever being in this place ever again. Like, probably even in the daytime, I wouldn't feel comfortable. And I would probably never watch a scary thing ever again either. When I was 16, my grandparents hired me to house sit for 3 weeks at their farmhouse in a small town. 16, staying all alone for 3 weeks? Interesting. It was the second to last night of my stay, and all had gone well for a 16-year-old completely alone in a big empty house for 3 weeks. It was about 1 a.m. Oh, of course it was. And it started to thunderstorm outside, so I decided to turn everything off and go to bed. I was upstairs in the front bedroom that overlooks their driveway, using the toilet, when I heard a loud noise outside that sounds similar to a tractor or riding mower at 1 a.m. in a thunderstorm. Okay, well, obviously that's not right. Now, this isn't completely unusual, as my uncle lives down the street and he is who did their lawn care for their house. But at 1 a.m. during a thunderstorm, it was quite odd. I would think something was definitely going wrong. Either someone's trying to steal your tractor, or it like freakily turned on all by itself. Yeah, that's a spooky situation already. I heard the side door to the house open and could hear my uncle's work boots down below me. Shouldn't he have like called you and told you he was coming over? I thought maybe he was there to help out in case of a power outage. What really got to me though was the fact that the 3 German shepherds were laying at the foot of the bed completely unaware, which is not like them at all. Those dogs go wild at a leaf falling to the ground 15 feet away. So I go to the window and look out the driveway. There are no cars, no tractors, nothing. No one is out there. All of a sudden, the stomping intensifies, and I start to hear what sounds as if someone is banging a broom on the ceiling below me. Oh my god, I literally have goosebumps from the story. Now the dogs start going wild, and I'm in full-on panic mode. The thunderstorm outside is intensifying, the stomping and the banging on the ceiling is getting louder and louder, and the dogs are going berserk. Instantly, the power goes out and everything stops. At this point, I'm freaking crying. The room I'm in is in pitch black for about 5 full minutes, and I hide under the covers trying to call my uncle in a sheer panic. After that, everything was as if nothing happened, and the storm passed shortly after. It was the scariest and weirdest night ever. Did your uncle answer? What did anyone else have to say about the situation? Like, did they believe you? Was there even a thunderstorm? Did your grandparents ever experience anything like this before? I got a lot of questions. Sounds like their house is probably haunted though. The fact that the dogs didn't go berserk for so long, it does make it seem like at first it was in your mind, but if they then did go nuts and you heard like the banging and like obviously they were responding to the banging, it would be so hard to like come up with a reasonable explanation for this unless you thought straight up you were having a nightmare or like were hallucinating. I mean, the fact that they hid under their blankets, which I get, it is a source of comfort. And if you have 3 big old German shepherds next to you, you would feel a sense of some sort of protection, but the fact that their response was delayed really freaks me out. And like, how are German shepherds going to protect you against a ghost? I don't know, but I don't think I would hide under the blankets though, because as much as that is comforting, like when you're watching a scary movie or something, I don't think it's going to help you in a situation if an intruder's in your house. Maybe like hide under the bed, you know, at the very least. I grew up in a farmhouse. I guess that's the theme of the day, is just farmhouses. I grew up in a farmhouse built in the 1860s. I was probably 14 or so and was home alone while my parents took my little brother to a t-ball practice. My little brother did, and still does, call me Sissy, and I have always called him Bubby. I was sitting in the living room watching TV and heard the back door that we always use open and my little brother shout out, "Sissy." For some reason that gave me a chill down my spine. And I responded back with, "Hey Bubby." I waited a minute or two and heard nothing else, then yelled out again with again no response. As it turns out, they hadn't gotten home yet. I was literally too scared to move and stayed put till they did get home about 30 minutes later. Okay, very short, creepy experience. I mean, on one hand, this could have a very simplistic explanation of an auditory hallucination, which is still very terrifying on its own. To like hear something that's not actually there, that is spooky. But like, the fact that it only happened like once, something about it just seems scarier to me. I don't know, something about this and the simplicity of it just really creeps me out. But I mean, like, hey, if you are going to have a haunted house, at least it's one that, you know, the ghost isn't mean, doesn't want to do you harm. I mean, it is creepy though that it's imitating your little brother. That's a little alarming. I'm not gonna think too much of it. I'm just gonna think they have a friendly ghost. I was babysitting these 2 kids. I put them to bed. They both slept in the same room. Then ordered a pizza and chilled out, which honestly sounds like the best part of babysitting is like after the kids go to sleep. Or not, I guess, because now we're reading a scary story about it. Between their bedroom and the lounge room was only a laundry room with a glass sliding door to the backyard. It's always a freaking glass sliding door to the backyard. In the future, I don't want any sliding glass doors in my house. About an hour after I put them to bed, I could hear them talking, okay? I muted the TV and walked towards the bedroom. I walked into their room. Their bedroom light was on and they were both sitting up. Oh my god, that's like Shining stuff. I don't know. I just feel like imagine like the twins from The Shining just staring at me. I asked them what they were talking to each other about and they told me they weren't. They were talking to the man? Oh, hell no. A shiver is running up my spine even telling the story again. Shivers running down my spine hearing it. I got them back down and turned off the light. Why? Why would you do that? I'm letting the kids stay up. We are staying up together in the living room watching a happy movie together until their parents come home and then they can deal with it. I'm not putting them back in a room. I don't want to be up by myself in a house where they just said they were talking to some person. No. As I headed for the lounge room once more, I looked into the laundry as I passed. The sliding glass door was open. This was the longest night of my life. I mean, I'm calling the cops, right? You're calling the cops. If like your door's open, either a ghost, and you know they're gonna call you silly for calling the cops, but I don't care because the door is open. So how, you know? Basically, I don't care if I look silly or irrational to somebody else. I need that peace of mind, okay? Or two, someone just broke in, was talking to the kids. That's a million times more terrifying. The fact that someone's able to get into this house using a door right behind you and was able to like do so to come in and out. Wait. How'd they get out? How would they have gotten out? It had to have been a ghost. Whoa, okay, this story is freaking my brain. Do you think it was a ghost or do you think it was like someone that was gonna like kidnap the kids, you know what I'm saying? But like, how would they have gotten out? But if they were ghosts, why'd they need to use the door? Maybe they did it to freak her out. Ooh, so maybe they didn't like her. Lot of possible scenarios here, I suppose. Now I'm just gonna be afraid of sliding glass doors, y'all. Well, that does it for today's video. If you have any personal, scary, true stories that you would like to share, definitely leave them down below. We would love to hear them. And if you really dig these scary Reddit stories, you want to hear some more spooky tales to keep you up at night, don't blame me if you have nightmares though. Up on the screen right now is a playlist of a bunch of videos like this that I've done so far on this channel. And if you like scary games, video games, let's plays, I also have a gaming channel called Get Rad that you should definitely go check out if you like that kind of stuff, because I'm posting on there and it's a real fun time. But until next time, keep up the radness and I hope you have a great day. Bye.